Hello, and welcome to another dev stream overview for Project Diablo 2 Season 11. And we got the biggest news announced. Finally, we have a date for Season 11 release, and it is May the 16th. And look at this. I just want everybody to take some time to look at this beautiful new poster for Season 11. When I first saw this, I was still streaming. It was going on while I was still streaming, and I just snuck a peek into it, and it was absolutely gorgeous. I get really excited by this kind of art. This might not be for everyone, but I thought it was really amazing. Just amazing quality. Great job for whoever was working on this. I was really into it. All right, let's not cover it in blue. But yes, the May the 16th will be the release date, the official release date for Season 11. It will be a Friday. It's always on the weekend, and that was our prediction. I think 4 weeks ago or so, I was asked when I think it will be, and that was our prediction. So happy that this came out. This is a pretty good time in my opinion. So I'm really happy with it. Open beta will be the 12th and the 13th, so they'll keep the same track that we had as before. Closed beta at the week before, and we'll have dev stream, I assume, all the way till then, till the beta week, which means we're getting two more dev streams. I'm thinking. So they're saying check out Patreon for closed beta links. There's also some beta links that will be given to other players. I think players who reach level 99 or get aura kills, I believe all of them get links, but I don't know if that's confirmed or not. I think that's how it worked in previous seasons. Let's go over the changes. There are some really exciting changes, starting with shared stash added to single player. And shared stash added to single players is just like a nice quality of life thing for single player. A lot of the biggest changes, in my opinion, on the second dev stream were quality of life changes, and isn't that why we're all here? Because we like our life quality going up. That's what PD2 is all about. So yeah, let's look at this. They changed some options to configurable hotkeys. This for some people might not be too important, but to move between shared stashes can be nice for some people if you can just like click one button and switch between instead of clicking kind of like with your mouse between tabs, just like quickly swapping. Could be really nice for some people. I think it's kind of nice. If I get used to this would save me a lot of time. So it's really nice. They added description to the stash pages. This exists in Pluggy and is really nice, so I kind of like this. Stacked runes and gems now have tooltips, and they added this is the biggest thing, big attention time. They added the materials tab. So they kind of show here what a material tab looks like. Let me kind of expand this. This is what it's going to look like. It's going to be a tab of itself. You can see there's space for all of your runes, space for boss materials like keys, the Uber materials, Uber Ancients, Diablo clone, and you can see that if you don't have any, let me go back here. If you don't have any, it just kind of grays out, so it still has a slot. So you have to organize them in your actual tab, and something that if you pay attention, you'll notice is that they have an incredible amount of them as well. So it's not only up to 50, they have here, for example, 181 rejuves. They can have up to 9,999 in each of these slots. The numbers, Senpai said the numbers are not definite. They might play around with some of these numbers. But still, having this kind of thing, I think is what makes this game so great. This mod that we're playing. Absolute amazing work done by the devs. They all kind of like push this to get it out before season 11 is already out. So amazing job. I really appreciate these kind of things. This is quality of life for both bossers, for people who are stacking Jews. It's quality of life for people just doing one character and they don't have too much space to have all their things in the shared tabs. It just keeps all the share tabs more organized. And you also can see that something that's really nice is that he's pulling them by 1, 5, 20, 50. So you can now pull stackable items in that way. out to your inventory. So being able to pull 1, 5, 20, 50 at a time, also something that I think is really, really nice quality of life to have. The other thing that is really important is that you can also send them straight to the material stash. You don't have to look for things anymore. You don't have to organize them. You can send things straight to the material stash. You can take stuff from the material stash straight to your belt, like rejuves, so you don't have to like put juves like one by one into your belt anymore. So again, a ton of amazing changes. I think personally, I think this is one of the biggest changes that I've seen since I've joined PD2. In my opinion, this it's just amazing and huge, and I've been so happy to see this. This is exactly the kind of thing that makes me excited for playing PD2 every day. So I hope everybody loves this change. I'm smiling as I'm reading this. Okay, so rerolling a rare item, this is a new change. Now cost 3 perfect skulls instead of 6 for people who didn't know. In the past, you could reroll items using 6 skulls. That made skulls very expensive because people would especially roll circlets or diadems for like cool diadems, and they would also roll jewels. That was the main use for that. And rerolling jewels was kind of like the pastime of rich people, and now maybe not anymore. Maybe more people can do it now, or maybe the price of skulls should double because now you only need half as many skulls to reroll. Not sure what this will do to the price of skulls. We will see. Personally, I think that's a pretty big change. Rerolling jewels before, in my opinion, wasn't super worth it because it was only like 1 reroll per 6, but now it's 2 rerolls per 6 skulls. So obviously the value of that goes up, and you can get really nice jewels. I've in the past gotten a few really nice jewels. I'm not gonna speak about that too much. So yeah, really interesting change. We'll see how that affects us. Jab and fend breakpoints have been increased in speed. Now jab and fend was kind of like a non-existent build. It was maybe like a mid-tier build before, or like low tier maybe even. So in the stream it looks like it attacks incredibly faster, and I'll be interested in this. I've already been looking into physicals on, so I'm kind of interested in seeing this jab and fend thing, seeing if you can boss with this, possibly if you can do maps kind of like how shapeshifters do maps with fortified maps. That's something that we've been talking about on the stream that might be an option. So we'll look into this jab and fend thing when it comes out during the beta. If there are things that you guys are not planning to test in the beta but you're interested in me testing, you can drop them in the comments, but this is one thing I'm definitely interested. Penetrate now gains +1 physical pierce per 2 base points of minus target defense. Instead of getting minus target defense, so getting physical pierce is incredible. For anybody who used soul drainers that give -5 at the moment, knows that physical pierce is an amazing stat to have. And getting +1 per 2 points is also really interesting. I might have to try and pair it with the jab and fend changes, so you can kind of pair these two. Since jab and fend have a bunch of spare skill points, this might be something that we can look into while playing jab and fend, getting even more physical pierce, increasing our physical damage. Okay, let's go to the new change. Add a new setting to make ability summon translucent or transparent. So for people who missed this video that was playing in the background, you can see that the wolves, the bears here are translucent. You can barely see them. I think this is like nice for people who don't like all this screen clutter. People a lot of times, like I personally really like playing Fire Druid, for example, or I played like some sort of spinning barbarian with Asylum, and people said, wow, this is like eye cancer. I can't see this. This is way too much. And I mean, for me, it's like I'm used to that. I really don't mind it. But for other people, this may be annoying. So here, now you have the option to turn my beautiful abilities off. Personally, I'm not going to use it probably, but I think a lot of people are happy with this. So I'm glad for them. This is still like a great change to have. Just the ability to choose what you want to see and don't want to see. I think that's always nice to have. They added a new unique map based on the Rapma Void Zones, and it basically is the most amazing new unique map that they're working on. In my opinion, this map will have 3 random map bosses as bosses with increased difficulty, so it will always have a tier 1, tier 2, and a tier 3 boss. from the maps that we know, but they will be random. And every time you say random, you say my name. I love randomness, and it will give each unique map like a fresh kind of experience. And the map bosses will each drop a random pinnacle boss or an uber boss ingredient from Raphma Declone or Lucian. So you have you know, all the different materials for Raphma Declone and Lucian, and this map will drop boss mats. So I think this is really cool. Amazing concept. Again, credit to the D2 team, the PD2 team, for thinking about these amazing ideas. And another new unique maps. It's 2 unique maps being added into the game, so I'm really interested in this new map. It will also have amazing visuals for people who don't do Raphma. The Raphma void zones are really beautiful. They're really well designed, so it's really nice that more people will get to experience them if they don't actually go into bossing. But everybody can go into bossing, so if you want to, definitely give it a shot. Okay, they changed Bountiful Craft from giving 50 to 80 ED to +1 to all skills. I think that's a really good change. We already have 3 different ED based crafts with like hit power, safety, and blood. Brilliant also gives ED and IAS, but it gives less ED. But we already have 3 that gives 50 to 80 ED. Bountiful, giving +1 to all skills, gives us another opportunity to craft, and I think this will be a really useful craft. Bountiful will give +1 to all skills, and MF will be a really good craft early on for people who want to be farming and use like some plus skill gear. So I'm really interested in this. I think it's a nice little change for crafting and crafting enjoyers. Slightly reduced the block chance of spiked and bone themed shields. This change, I don't know if it's really huge. Bone shields and spike shields, they're not often used, but they reduce their shields. They reduce their chance to block on them. I think that's okay. And they added the attacker takes damage, so they're more like now shields that you use for their stats rather than to block, which I think was the case already, so it kind of like works in their favor. They added magic damage reduction to bone themed shields, so really nice stuff. Big new item for the druid, and the druid is a class I love deeply. We got a new helm, and it's similar to a helm that I was kind of asking for. I was asking for a werewolf shapeshifter, wolf summoner themed helm, so kind of like a wolf pack kind of helm. It is the alpha helm, and they call it Fenris. This is like a reference to a D4 original name for the project or something like that. That was kind of like the hidden name. That's what Senpai said on the stream. You can see that it gives minus to physical resistances, and this is something that your summons are not enjoying. So this helmet definitely wants you to be a shapeshifter, a melee shapeshifter, doing physical damage. You can add 2 more spirit wolves. I don't know if the spirit wolves are going to be really important. You get 2 more to druid skills, minus 25 to target defense, a bunch of dexterity, a bunch of defense. So I'm kind of interested in seeing how this is going to get used. Getting minus physical resistance on any shapeshifter melee physical build, you know, it's really big. So being able to get -5 to -10, I think is going to be a pretty big deal. I'm going to look into kind of exploring this in terms of damage, comparing it to my old shapeshifter melee druids. I think this could be a really nice helm for melee shapeshifters. Not for the summoning reasons. I still think spirit wolves are too weak to be important. But we will see. We will see 2 more spirit wolves. They also added 1 more spirit wolf to the maximum that you can cast. So before it was 5, it will be 6. I think this was not added here, but this is what Senpai said on the stream. So it will be interesting. If you think there is a different use for Fenris, let me know. But this is what I think it will become. They added a new helm for the barbarian called Wild Speaker, and this is an interesting item in my opinion. So you can see Wild Speaker, it's a lion helm, +2 to barbarian skills, could be 1 to 2, 20 FCR, so FCR on the barb helm, kind of letting you know you want to kind of be using your shouts, your war cries on this kind of helm. Gives 2 to Rune Ward and 2 to shout, so definitely a group oriented item. Rune Ward and shout gain a lot of value with the team. 20 FCR, a cry barb, gives increased maximum mana, regenerate mana, and 10 to 20 vitality. In my opinion, this is a required level 44. If you drop this early, I don't know how early Lion Helm can drop, but if you can get this in early Nightmare, This could be a really nice item during runs with the Barbarian. Personally, I just did a Barbarian run from normal to hell, and getting a helm like this early on could really help. I personally really enjoyed leveling with Warcry. I thought that was a very powerful build to level with, but getting some FCR was difficult, so getting this kind of helm early on would definitely be a big game changer. We already have Cyclopean, which gives +3 to Warcries, so again, like, we already have an option for Warcry, but this is another option. It's a bit different. It's more group oriented as well, which is really cool, with the plus skills to Rune Ward and to Shout. So interesting helm. I'm definitely interested. Another Barbarian helm getting reworked, and wow, I was just, after playing Barb, I was just talking about how Rakers seems to have no place in the Barbarian repertoire of builds. And I would be really happy if they reworked it to be more throw oriented. And let's see what they decided to change. +4 to light radius removed, added 40 to 60 enhanced damage, +3 to 4 frenzy removed, added 2 to 3 double throw, so definitely throw oriented. Physical throw specifically because of the enhanced damage, and double swing reduced to 2 to 3, and instead of +20 curse resistance you get 25. So now let's look at the item. This is how it's going to look like. You may plan additional curse, so again, this could be used with 2 throwable weapons that do different curses, like weaken and amp. So now it's really fitting. This is why I thought this should be like a double throw type of weapon. So you can have amp on like a lacerator, maybe a crafted weapon that does like some sort of different curse. Maybe you have a curse on struck, like a weaken, a lower resist, or whatever. Or maybe your mercenary can cast the other curse. Yeah, there are a lot of different options, but now I think Breakers is kind of like an interesting item to experiment with. The extra enhanced damage is definitely going to be helpful. Dexterity already geared towards being a throw barb, so I'm super happy they changed Breakers, and I think this item might become finally like an interesting item to play with for the throw barbs, which are looking to be one of the more dominant barbs of next season because of the changes to throwable weapons, getting them sockets. That was revealed in the first dev stream. New item, kind of a meme item. It's called Scorn, and you can see this is such a cute item, so nicely designed. It looks like a little blood rise, or like I forget the name, a little Hellstar weapon. It just looks so funny to me. Visually, it's really cute, and let's see what it does. Melee attacks deal splash damage. Melee splash damage increased by 20%. Remember, this is the sorceress only item, so for everybody who enjoys meme or funny builds, this is definitely for us, not for you, for us. Okay, we're gonna enjoy this together. +2 to 3 to fire skill, so similar to how Leaf does. 20% increased attack speed, which is nice early on, and increased chance of blocking, so keeps you safe as well. It's 10 to 18 damage. This is a level 27 item. It will drop, I think, at the end of normal. You should already be able to drop this. It has 40% crushing blow. Really fun melee Sork item. I think melee Sork is obviously a little bit of a meme, but it is a fun meme, and I'm happy that they released this. So I think this is really cute early on. This of course will be used in combination with Enchant Fire, maybe also with Enchant Cold as well, double enchant. The extra splash radius and the increased chance of crushing blow is really nice. So yeah, I think this is really cute, honestly, and I just visually this is beautiful. This is great job. Okay, just applause. New Rune Ward added, and this is a low or mid I guess Rune Ward. It uses a pole rune. Can be made in spears and bows. Okay, so watch out. This is an Amazon Rune Ward. Pull, tear, and dull. The spear gains 4 to 5 to fend, 4 to 5 to strafe on the bow. So fend or strafe. So both are leveling type of skills, or like viable for leveling. Strafe, I think, is the most common one with the summons on. The spear gains 20% crushing blow or 20% pierce on the bow version. So again, really nice stats. And what does it give to you? It gives you, for a pull, tear, and a dull, the pull that you can gain at like Nightmare Hellforge, for example, 2 to passive skills, so 2 to all skills. That's already really nice. 60 FCR. FCR really useful early on, so you don't cast your decoys and summon slowly. Ton of damage. Wow, this is so much damage. I know this is on the spear version, but still really amazing. Send damage to demons as well. And up to +5 defend, 4 to 5. You get 2 to 3 the decoys, which is really nice. And you get mana after each kill, which again could keep you sustained. Let's look at the bow version. ED, same as the bow version. Here you get 4 to 5 the strafe again, and 2 to 3 the decoy. Already, if you just look at it this way, this is an amazing bow early on for summons on using strafe. It could be that using decoys and using summons as Fend will also be viable. We already see Fend getting a little bit of love, so it could be that Fend is more dominant. Let me know what you think, which one you like more. I am kind of interested in how this affects like early runs for the Amazon, like normal to hell runs. So we will see how they do. I think that's definitely interesting. Okay, another change for the Druid to Ursa's Nightmare. You cannot lifesteal when above 60% max life, increase to 75. So this is a buff they had to clarify. Before you could only life leech when you were below 60% of your life. Now you can life leech when you're below 75, so you get 15% of life extra to leech off. This is kind of like an interesting helm. The idea of this helm is that the less life you get, the more splash radius you get. So it's supposed to be a druid melee mapping build, right? The problem is that melee characters for druid don't map that well, and they're mostly reserved for bossing. So this helm didn't see too much use. I don't know that this change will be what fixes that, mostly because the people who map with these kind of builds usually just end up running things like Den Mother for the extra bears to hang around with and for the extra sockets, or they just end up running Jalals for the extra resistances. I think it's hard to... There are so many good pelts. It's really hard to sell these pelts to players. They also buffed the splash radius, so for every percent missing, you'll get 2% melee splash radius, so pretty much doubling the effectiveness of this helm. So the effect will be capped at +40, so at around like half of what you need before, you already have what you had in terms of splash radius, in terms of like buffs. Again, this is a pretty huge buff for this helm in terms of how effective it is. I recommend people who never like try to map with this as melee druids like Fury or Mulbear. If you never tried, you should give it a shot. I think it's a good helm for what it's worth. I don't think it's a bad helm. You can also use this for bossing. I think at Lucian, this might gain like a little bit of strength there, where like the splash radius really helps clear all the minions that are spawning there from the portals. So I think this might have use. I think this is cool. They made like the increased max life that it gives from 25 to 35. It changed to 30 to 35, so a little bit less variance there. There's more consistency. Getting a low health one on one that finally rolls 4 skills always felt really bad. So I guess this kind of mediates that. We will see if this gets more use. I personally think it's not a huge enough change to make people take notice of this helm, but I also don't think this helm was particularly bad, just that people didn't really see the benefit in running it. And yeah, that was the last change for the second dev stream. Wow, what an amazing list of changes. I think this was an amazing stream. I'll be excited to see how they top it for the next stream, if they can, because the shirt stash, really want to emphasize that. I think this is one of the most amazing changes I've seen since joining this mod. Not the shirt stat, the bank and the mats stat. So I think that's a really amazing change. I'm really happy with it. I think it will be really amazing. They mentioned there is one change that I didn't talk about too much. They added like a shared gold functionality that you can share gold between characters. I didn't want to get into it too much because Senpai said the numbers are not straightened out. They were looking at having every character having up to 5 million gold, so they reduced the gold cap on each character. but you get a shared tab or a shared bank of gold of up to 10 million. So effectively every character can hold up to 15 million gold with that shared. If you only have one character, you have 10 million in the shared gold and 5 million in the personal. So we will see if that is exactly the numbers they go with. We don't know yet. He said that it's not final, so we're just gonna wait and see what they end up deciding for that. I hope everybody's excited for season 11. We finally have a date, May the 16th. Get your dates ready, get your work time off, get whatever you need, prep the food, get the snacks, get the drinks, and I hope everybody has a lot of good fun with season 11 of Project Diablo 2. Prosperity for all. Have a good whatever you're having. And till the next stream or video, bye bye bye.